Hello and welcome to the pre-match live show. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi, your host for this one. And joining me is Shamik Chakravarti, straight from the Wankhede Stadium where Mumbai Indians is practicing. And obviously, the match will be going on between the Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. When the match will be going on, the practice will be there. So Shamikda will provide us all the updates from ground zero. Also joining us, Bharat Ramraj and Sharjani. And there's a game in hands between two teams having contrasting journeys so far this season. If we look at our RCB, a very dominating side, defending champions looking to defend their crown, and 5 wins, 10 points, obviously second in the points table. But if you look at DC, they have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and their last win came against the same opposition RCB at their home ground in Bengaluru. So a very it's a repeat clash, the second repeat clash. And yesterday it was Kolkata Knight Riders who took the revenge of their defeat in Eden Gardens. Let's see if RCB will be able to do that. They are well placed. If we look at the team balance and all, they are well placed. They have well equipped to do so. And Virat Kohli returns home. Another talking point. The man who has played all his life in Delhi will be playing for RCB against Delhi Capitals. So, Shamikda, we'll start with you. Another run fest on the cards. DC versus RCB, two batting heavyweights. Last time, DC scored 260 plus, but couldn't defend the total, and they are up against a heavy RCB side, which like Punjab Kings is very much capable of chasing any total or defending any total.
See, DC versus RCB. This is KL Rahul's game. KL Rahul's he owns RCB. Ever since he has left RCB, I think 2018 or 2019, he has sort of scored 800 runs, 780 odd against RCB. Last year also, you saw that celebration. This is my territory. Uh, so the fact of the matter is that it's interesting. KL Rahul RCB against RCB and Virat Kohli against DC. KL Rahul is a Bangalore boy, Kohli is a Delhi boy. So it adds a little more spice to the contest. Otherwise, yes, sir, unfaced Royal Challengers Bangalore are playing very well. Royal Challengers, but again, once again, Josh Hazelwood, one of their better bowlers, series better bowlers. KL Rahul's record in the IPL is excellent against Josh Hazelwood. So, as I said, KL Rahul, this is KL Rahul's game. You never know. I mean, last match he scored 150 odd, and he is in great form. But
Against RCB, he scored 50 in that winning game. That DC won, he
yeah,
scored a 50.
there is an irony. Uh, in the majority of cases, when KL Rahul scores runs, big runs, his team loses. So that is an irony.
That actually happens with Ruturaj Gaikwad as well. He scored a
Yeah,
100 against LSG in 2024, and Marcus Stoinis scored a 100 batting at number 3. Chased that LSG chased that down. Even for India, whenever Ruturaj has scored hundreds, India has lost.
yeah. So I mean that is an irony. But one look, DC and RCB on paper, the way DC are the form team, and they have almost all the bases covered. If you can bring on someone like Krunal Pandya at number 7, then you can assure of the batting depth. They have the bowling depth. Rajat Patidar is captaining the side very well. Tim David is there as a finisher. He is strong arm to take any attack. So everything combined, I think Phil Salt's injury is a minor concern because Jacob Bethel, he is too good a player to fail for long. Yeah, eventually he will come to the party. Eventually, obviously, he will come to the party. He is generational talent. I think the next decade is going to be his. Next decade, the batsman is going to be his and Harry Brooks. Harry Brooks, basically, he focuses on Test cricket. He focuses on Test cricket. I mean, Test cricket is his top priority. It's not that he doesn't play in any other format. He plays every format, but he has withdrawn himself from the IPL, from the franchise league, because Test cricket is on top of his priority. Harry Brook and Jacob Bethel. The next 10 years, I think these are the two batsmen to watch, because we are gradually moving away from the era of the Galacticos. Be it Virat Kohli, Kane Williams, Joe Root is still there, but I don't know how long he will because Joe Root, Kane Williamson, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, that Fab Four, and we are gradually moving on. And who to pass the baton on? I put my money on these two guys, Harry Brook and Jacob Bethel.
England fans and all the fans in the world who are supporters of Jacob Bethel, they will be only hoping that he doesn't follow Harry Brook's footsteps, or else he will also face the ban like Harry Brook is banned from the IPL just because he pulled out while like Shamikda
But
mentioned
Harry
prior
Brooks
in
is
IPL.
not bothered about that.
Yeah,
Harry Brooks
obviously
is
he's
not.
not.
He is not bothered about that. He has put a Test cricket on a pedestal. He has put
Like
Test cricket,
Mitchell
and
Stark
he
did. Like Mitchell Stark
yeah,
did. Mitchell
and
Stark
he
didn't play IPL for so many years. I think 7 8
exactly,
years he didn't play IPL.
and he is going to be the next England captain after Ben Stokes in Test cricket.
Right. All format captain he will be. Well, Bharat sir, if you are in DC camp, last match you scored 260 plus. KL Rahul scores 152, unbeaten, carries his bat, and still you end up on the losing side. It was not a game that went down to the wire. Punjab Kings successfully chased the total down with 7 balls to spare. So, if you are in a DC camp, if you are the captain Akshar Patel, what is the message that you will be giving to your boys ahead of this game against RCB, another informed team, another title contender? What kind of mood? Because if this kind of game, if a high when you have scored 250, 260 plus, and you still end up on losing side, what is the kind of message that you will pass on to your team?
Oh, nothing much, but you made me remember something else. This is from the 1976 Test match between India and West Indies. West Indies picked three spinners for the Trinidad Test. India chased on 406. That was a turning point, obviously, for West Indies. After that, they started picking four fast bowlers in almost every game. And Clive Lloyd said to his three spinners, "Gentlemen, how many runs do you need to defend?" After they chased on 406, maybe Akshar Patel will ask his bowlers in the same way, gentlemen, how many runs do you need to defend? So yes, but the conditions were quite harsh on the bowlers. There was not much in it for the bowlers. Their best bowler, Lungi Ngidi, got injured. He might have made a small difference at least with the kind of cutters, with the kind of slower balls that he bowls, imparts side spin. But him being not there, I don't think the rest of the attack was up to it. Delhi Capitals attack, I don't think was up to it. With great respect to Akib Nabi, Mukesh Kumar, they might be good in some other conditions, but in those conditions, they had absolutely nothing going for them. Shorter boundaries, skidding on to the bat. At best, Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel could have done something. Yes, they picked up a wicket or two here or there. And then obviously, one of the safest fielders I've seen, at least in India, for 15 years, Karun Nair went and dropped a catch. When nothing is going right for you, then basically this can happen, because he's definitely been one of the safest fielders I've seen even in domestic cricket. So everything went wrong for them. So just have to put behind that loss and look at the next match. That's the only way to go forward. Yes, it's not easy. You can hit back at me by saying that in a couple of days time, how can you put behind that kind of a loss? But that is what they have to do. They just have to say every match starts at 0-0, and we have to somehow move forward. Although their bowling attack will be really tested if it turns out to be, and there are those pitches where the ball just skids on, and with the shorter boundaries around at Tarun Jaitley Stadium, I don't think they have much going for them in their bowling attack. Preferably, they need a track that's on the slower side, because they have good spinners. We saw that when Royal Challengers Bengaluru played against Delhi Capitals here at Chinnaswamy on a slower track. Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav made enough inroads. I think in those conditions they can catch Royal Challengers Bangalore, because I think Royal Challengers Bangalore's batting lineup also likes pace on the ball. But if it turns out to be a flat pitch with the kind of dimensions that you see at that ground, uh, God save Delhi Capitals, especially against a lineup like Royal Challengers Bangalore with so many hitters.
Definitely, and I think the differentiating factor would be the bowling attack, because the update is obviously Lungi Ngidi was free of any serious injury, but he's unlikely to play this game. And the other updates that are coming from the RCB camp is obviously Phil Salt is ruled out of this game, so Jacob Bedell is likely to get another opportunity at the top, and also Rasik Salam bowled at the nets. So he's looking fit and fine, as is likely to retain his pace. But Sharjani, there is a concern for DC. Their best bowler so far in this season, who's Lungi and Gidi, now is unlikely to play this game. So in a hypothetical situation, let's consider he's not there. Then you have two options, two overseas options that you have: Kyle Jamieson, Dushmanta Chamira. And in Indian pace bowlings, you have Madhav Tiwari and all. But if you want to consider whom you will bring in, Kyle Jamieson, Dushmanta Chamira, or any other Indian option.
See, as far as DC is concerned, like you mentioned, yes, Lungi Ngidi definitely plays a big impact in the bowling lineup, and the way he was injured, it really did have an impact. But having said that, I think the other bowlers were also doing well enough for the team. If the two catches had been taken by Karuna, and maybe the result could have been something else. But having said that, I think the overseas option, I would preferably say Dushmanta Chamira would be a proper option because he has those variations, as well as in the death over he gives us the option as well. But having said that, Kyle Jamieson also provides an extra batting option. So I would say, if you have to go for someone, I would personally prefer someone like a Dushmanta Chamira, given the fact that he does not give the bowling a batting option, but I think he has a lot of variations and he has been effective in the death overs. We've seen he is capable, he can come in, he can bowl in the power play as well, and then in the death overs also he can be utilized properly. And Kyle Jamieson recently, he has been a little expensive in the T20I format as well.
Last year, I see, if I'm not wrong, Kyle Jamieson played for Punjab Kings, and then he went against Virat Kohli and got Virat Kohli's wicket. And whenever Kyle Jamieson comes against Virat Kohli, he has always troubled Virat Kohli. Lungi Ngidi, why we are mentioning Lungi Ngidi and his importance? The last game that happened between these two teams, it was Lungi Ngidi who got the wicket of Virat Kohli. I think it was at point while Virat came down to the ground. But
Is he
coming
ruled
back,
out by is he ruled out by Lungi and Jedi because
no,
he was
but
discharged? He was
yeah,
discharged
he's
from the
discharged, but
hospital that night
yeah.
itself. That night itself, and I mean, is he available for selection in this game?
So far, the update is he's unlikely to play. Whether he comes to the
Okay.
ground, he does the routines or not, we'll get that in a short while. But
Mhm.
Shaminda, since we talked about Virat Kohli this year again, Virat Kohli is looking in imperious test, and there is a very interesting stat that since 2023, RCB have a win record of 91.67% when Virat scores a 50. Last game against DC, he got out cheaply. RCB failed to win that game, and this game, whenever Virat scores a 50, this stat suggests that RCB more likely they are in that position to win. So, question is, from which bowler you will bring in front of Virat Kohli when he is in this such? Well, will you bring an Akshar Patel early into the innings? Let's don't give him free boundaries, because DC bowlers haven't given a lot of confidence. I think they have taken least wickets, or at the bottom of the table when it comes to taking wickets in the power play. Whether it's Mukesh Kumar, Akib Nabi, both have struggled with the new ball. So who will get Virat Kohli? Because Virat Kohli, if he gets set in the first 6 overs, then he will definitely convert it into big innings.
See, Vaibhav, to start with, Virat Kohli, given the quality of batsmanship he displays and given the batsman he is, he will score for fun in white ball cricket. Be it 20 over, be it 50 over, he will score for fun. I mean, it is just meat and drink for him, this shorter formats. So, but then again, he is still not. Devdutt Padikkal has overshadowed him in this season. He has been batting brilliantly. So, and the way these young guns have been batting, be it Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Abhishek Sharma, and the other openers, I mean, Virat Kohli looks like a player from a different era. He is like classical music. Now, these guys are hip hop, pop. These guys are hip hop. These guys are hip hop. But Virat Kohli is like classical music. He is like classical Western classical music that will be forever. Then again, I don't know how to control Virat Kohli because Virat Kohli, you expect him to be a step ahead. But and I'm nobody to pass on a suggestion. We are talking about Virat Kohli here. I am absolutely nobody. But as a reporter, if you ask me, I would like to see whoever bowls, whoever. I mean, talking about fast bowlers, test match length in the fifth stump corridor, outside off stump, fifth stump corridor with two slips with the new ball. That I don't know whether that is an antidote for him or not, because once again we are talking about Virat Kohli. But maybe that is a ploy that can be tried.
Bharat sir, Virat Kohli versus Akshar Patel in the power play. As a captain, Akshar Patel, can he do that? Can he take that gamble? Last game he didn't. Last game, Mukesh Kumar, Lungi and Gidi, they bowled in the power play, although they got the wicket of Virat Kohli. But given the conditions, given the way Virat Kohli has played fast bowlers in particular this season, uh, you know, uh, it could be a wise move to for Akshar to bring himself early on and get wicket. Because you also, I remember you saying that Virat still has a sort of struggle against left arm spin.
Yeah, among all the types of bowlers, I think left arm spin is the best option against him. That is what I would say. But even if you are a pace bowler, the best way to bowl to I think Virat Kohli at this point of time is to take pace off the ball, not you pace on. I think that's the way to look at it, because if you look at how he played against Gujarat Titans, tall fast bowlers, he was taking them on the rise when all of them were bowling over 140 kilometers per hour, getting bounced. He was taking them on the rise. That's an indicator that he's in very good form against fast bowling. So even if you're a pace bowler, you have to take pace off the ball. And Akshar Patel, I think, is the best way to maybe restrict a right-hander because of his unique kind of action. Is by in a default way, he's made it his strength. He bowls that flatter trajectory is more of a round arm action, so he can jam down the bat swing in relative terms more than any other left arm spinner. I guess going around because most of them won't have that kind of a flatter trajectory coming at you at some what can you say maybe 95 kilometers per hour. Maybe occasionally Krunal Pandya can do that when he tries to bowl that round arm kind of an action. But I think he's the best when it comes to jamming down the bat swing of any right-hander. And Virat Kohli, if anything, still struggles a little bit against left arm spin in the sense that I'm not saying he's getting out left arm spin, but his strike rate is on the lower, slightly on the lower side. So I think Akshar Patel should take a gamble. And as far as pace bowlers are concerned, try your best to take pace off the ball. Or don't give pace on with Virat Kohli, because I think whatever I've seen in the net sessions, whatever I've seen of his batting in the middle, he's still a very very good player of fast bowling and white ball cricket.
Sure, Jimmy. Ben Duckett, when Ben Duckett was ruled out, there were, we were also discussing that who could be called in as a replacement, because obviously there are a lot of top order batters that are there in DC. If you look at even the bench, Karun Nair is there, Abhishek Porel hasn't played again, Prithvi Shaw is there. For now, they are sticking with Pathum Nisanka at the top. Nitish Rana has scored two half centuries in the last two games, but when a player like Ben Duckett gets ruled out, and then you see Rehan Ahmed coming in. Rehan Ahmed has a good record in T20 plus, but outside of it, he hasn't done much for England. So, does that call justifies? Whose call it could be Ian Bell or somebody else? How can you justify this call of bringing a Rehan Ahmed who doesn't have even T20 credentials or match winning performances as a replacement of Ben Duckett?
See, having said that, when I talk about the opening pair of Delhi Capitals, when Ben Duckett is not playing and, you have someone like a Pathum Nisanka and KL Rahul opening, definitely KL Rahul was out there. He scored 152 runs and he scored for his team. But what we have to keep in mind is that this is something we were discussing before the pre-show as well, the pre-show that took place before the Punjab and the DC match, that KL Rahul has been a little inconsistent. And, he has performed very well in the previous match. But having said that, before earlier than that, he had a tendency of getting out. And Pathum Nisanka also as an opener, after the dreamy start that he had in the World Cup, he has not been able to perform and prove his worth. He's definitely is a player of great stature, but the way he has been playing in this IPL is below the standards that he has set for himself. And see, Nitish Rana again, he was, he definitely played very well the previous day. So I think having someone like a Pathum Nisanka in the opening order is also a very big, concern for Delhi Capitals right now. See, Ben Duckett is not playing; that is done. You can't do anything about it. He has pulled out of it. But what is in your hands is the players who are already out there in the bench, players who are already out there in the team. And as far as that, I think the batting lineup of DC has been a little bit concerning, because earlier also we saw, when the top order collapsed, it was Samir Rizvi who came in and he chipped in with the runs, and then you have someone like a Tristan Stubbs also. But having said that, Akshar Patel as a captain also, he's not having a very, he's having a topsy-turvy season this year with the ball, with the bat. So I think the batting for Delhi Capitals is a concern right now, given the fact that the top order definitely, again, with all due respect to KL Rahul, I feel that the top order has been inconsistent earlier, especially Pathum Nisanka.
Vaibhav, I just want to chip in. I just want to chip in here. I think personally, Ben Duckett's replacement, Rehan Ahmed, is a smart call because you have Pratham Nisanka, KL Rahul, and you have Prithvi Shaw in the bag. You don't need another opener. And Rehan Ahmed has been in fantastic hitting form. If you look at England's white ball series in Sri Lanka earlier this year, he has been in fantastic hitting form. And in the World Cup match he played against New Zealand also, he was in fact excellent hitting form. He in fact helped England get over the line. And someone like Rehan Ahmed who can bowl a bit of leg spin down the order, a strong arm player like him, I think it's a smart call. Um, and now, Vaibhav, I just want to give you some updates because I have to go and watch the MI practice. I just want to give you Rohit Sharma. When I came out to join the live show, he hasn't started batting yet. I didn't see him at the ground. Maybe he's at the dressing room. He usually starts late. What I have been hearing that he has recovered, and there is an expectation in the camp. I will put it this way: there is an expectation in the camp that Rohit Sharma would be available in the in MI's next game against Sunrisers Hyderabad on Wednesday. That is one update. Number two update is that they after the defeat against CSK, and it was a demoralizing defeat, 103-run defeat. The team went to Jamnagar. They went to Jamnagar for a couple of days of break. It was pre-planned, not that it was because it was something decided after that defeat. It was pre-planned. They went to Jamnagar. They came back from Jamnagar yesterday, and some of the players, including Rohit, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, Deepak Chahar, they almost immediately came for the optional practice session yesterday. Today, I saw a special session for the fast bowlers under the watchful eye of Lasith Malinga, their bowling coach, and with Lasith Malinga monitoring them, there's sort of a special session for fast bowlers that I have saw. Ryan Rickleton and Quinton de Kock was hitting. I mean, they are finding the middle of the bat. That is one more thing. But the big concern is about Hardik Pandya's form. I can confirm what there is no panic. There is no panic. Hardik Pandya, a rumor was doing the rounds that Hardik Pandya might be removed from captaincy mid-season. Absolutely no substance in that rumor. I have written also. Absolutely no substance. The MI management is backing Hardik Pandya. And I mean, what we have been hearing, the dressing room is not divided. The dressing room is not divided at all. And they believe they can turn things around. They have done it in the past. It is very tough ask now. I mean, 7 games left, and they have to win at least, I think, 6 of them. But they have done it in the past. And if you look at the quality in the team, um, I mean, there is quality everywhere, and they have the quality to turn things around. But this inconsistency factor, the bowling. If you look at their bowling, uh, only Jasprit Bumrah, his economy rate is 8.02. But then Hardik Pandya, as a bowler, he has conceded 12 runs per over so far. Shardul Thakur 13 runs per over. Allah Ghaznifar has bowled well. Hardik hasn't scored 100 runs even in this tournament. Surya is uh, searching for his form. So this inconsistency factor, I think they have regrouped. But mitigating or the positive upside is that when Mumbai Indians go on a winning spree, they keep continuing. And that is the reason they are the 5-time champions. It would be interesting how they go about it on Wednesday.
Definitely, it's about time that Mumbai find their mojo and then get back to the winning track. Because now, if they one more slip up or two more slip ups, and effectively it's the end of the tournament for the 5-time champions. And like I said, this decade has not been kind to Mumbai Indians. 2020 was the last time they won the title, and post that there has been struggle all the way.
And they
But
haven't reached a final yet. Since
exactly.
2020, they haven't reached a final yet.
Yeah, a lot of factors has been there. Like 2022, Rohit Sharma's last season, and then 2023, Hardik Pandya took over. Last season they qualified for the playoffs, but again they couldn't, get to the final, and that again was very disappointing. Given that,
2024, Hardik took over. 2024.
yeah, 2024, yes, 2024 he took over. 2023, Hardik Pandya took GT to final, and where they lost to Chennai Super Kings the last
To your
time in
team.
CSK. Yeah,
To your
no,
team.
not my team. I'm neutral. I've said this a zillion times. I'm very neutral when it comes to CSK. I think that on that night in Ahmedabad, we were up till 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
4,
Yeah.
because it went
Yeah.
down to after
The,
midnight. The
it was
game went down.
raining and all.
It was raining. Yes, rain curtailed affair. Devon Conway was the player of the match, and we were covering it like mad people. But
And
that was one
and
highlight.
think about our situation. We are covering that game.
Yeah, I know. And we were there. I remember me and Dilip sir, we were having coffee discussions during night hours that we will file this story tomorrow, but let's do it tonight itself or tomorrow. Crazy night it was. But Bharat sir, KL Rahul
But
scored.
before you go to the next panelist, if I may take you leave because I have to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
and
please, please.
cover the practice again.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bharat sir, KL Rahul, 152 not out in the last game, half century against RCB in the last game. So good runs, but again, not in the team's winning cause, and that is been the problem. And it's like you cannot do. KL Rahul cannot do. He's not leading the team. He's playing as a batter. But the bigger question lies is KL last season he was fantastic. Whether it was his strike rate, whether the amount of runs, he has said that I like to open the innings. I like playing as an opener across all formats. And after the last game, so if he continues this kind of form till the end of the season, whenever DC, whenever they end their campaign, will you give a small door of opportunity or small window for a KL comeback in the T20 side?
Oh, that's still a little bit tough because there are other options as well. Shreyas Iyer is around. Because he can't open the batting, definitely. There is no chance of him opening the batting. He has to slot in
There
somewhere.
are there are contenders apart from Sanju Samson. There is a Rav Simran Singh. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
that's
top
what.
order wicket keeper batters.
But it's going to be very tough for him to get into the top order positions. The kind of competition that is there, even if you can keep wickets, it's going to be very tough for him to open the batting again. He has to slot in somewhere slightly down the order as far as playing for the Indian team is concerned. But it is good to see him being in good form. It is his not problem that if he scores 150 at a very good strike rate and your team end up losing, that's not KL Rahul's problem. Yes, he will get rolled for it. He got rolled for it. Even then, a couple of days ago, I was seeing KL Rahul's. What can I say? Those who don't like KL Rahul, those who hate KL Rahul, were going after him because once again the Delhi Capitals lost the game when he scored runs. But it is not his problem that he scored 152 or 67 and the side went on to lose. Yes, he's playing well. He's a very good player of fast bowling again. He plays hard length well. He plays hit the deck fast bowling well. He had a problem out against spin bowling, but I think he's got better at it. He's perhaps still not at that level against certain kinds of spinners, but he's getting better. But as far as coming back to Indian side is concerned, it looks tough, but to never say never. We have seen some incredible comebacks in the past too. Who knows what will happen in a couple of years' time? Who knows who will be on form, who will be in form, who will not be in form. So anything can happen. But as far as I can see, it's going to be quite tough for him to get into the Indian side. The only way I think is for him to bat slightly down the order, somewhere in franchise cricket, try to score as many runs as possible, and then I think he has a slight chance of making comeback. At the top of the order, it looks like there is, what can I say, traffic jam out there.
Right. At the top, there is a lot of, like, you can name at least 11 or 12 players who are probably in contention for the opening slot or top order slot. But Shorjani, one concern that DC has in the last few games, they have tried Akeem Nabi, but we have been talking about this that which the Akeem Nabi that we have seen, the Jammu Kashmir fast bowler who has rattled teams with the red ball, hasn't been effective with the white Kookaburra ball, especially with the new ball, and that is the thing that he has not been able to do the job. The job that he's been picked for is to take early wickets with the new ball. That hasn't been going in his way, and he's been leaking a lot of runs. He's not been effective. Like, he's not being able to control the run flow as well. So now, will you say that now it is the time? Let's drop Akib Nabi and try someone else like Madhav Tiwari or somebody else, because if you are playing Aqib Nabi as a bowling all-rounder, you have a Madhav Tiwari as well, who is a bowling all-rounder. So let's give another youngster, another uncapped player an opportunity, because Aqib Nabi has failed in the 3 or 4 games that he has played so far in this season.
No, but the thing with Akib Nabi is that he has, kind of proven himself as a bowler. We've seen recently, the way that he has
Yeah,
played.
but not in the
And
IPL. That is the argument. He
exactly,
has done it
exactly, yeah.
for
But
Jammu
even in the
Kashmir. But
IPL also,
In IPL, like Bharat
exactly.
sir was also mentioning that
Yes, yes, yes.
he seems to be a very ordinary bowler, especially on flat wickets. And when
Flat
you are
pitches,
up against
exactly.
that,
And he has a high
it
price
will
tag
be a
as well,
problem.
right? I think they bought him for what 8.4 crores, if I'm not wrong. So when they buy you for when your price is so high, definitely there has been a lot of expectations, and he has not been up to the mark. Also, I think variations, he's showing variations, but on the other hand, I think he has become very predictable. And even with the new ball, when he's bowling, I think the ball, as we know that the IPL, most of the pitches are flat, so the bowlers are not getting much help from it. Apart from that, if you're an ordinary bowler, or if you don't vary your line and lengths, and if you don't go off for variations, then you're definitely going to get hit around the parks. And I think Akib Nabi has not been taking key wickets as well, so I think that is a very big concern, like you pointed out. But having said that, I think that the management, they are going to back him for another 2 matches, if I'm not wrong. I think they are going to back him. But having said that, I definitely agree with you. I think if he does not perform, in 2 or 3 matches, I think somebody else should come in, because he has not been doing what we've seen him usually do in tournaments.
Well,
This is
sir,
my point. Just a
yeah.
small point. He's very much a swing bowler, you see. Even in first class cricket, whatever I've seen, he's very much a swing bowler. The red ball, red SG, or even Kokobara does swing a little more. What can I say? The seam of the ball is little more prominent. With white Kokobara ball, it almost feels like a plastic ball out there. And if you're a swing bowler, in limited overs cricket nowadays, the white ball just doesn't swing up front. I think that has been the biggest problem for someone like Akeem Nabi, someone like Anshul Kambod is more of a seam bowler, hits the bat a little harder, whereas Akeem Nabi is very much a floaty kind of swing bowler. So I think he needs the white ball to swing. Unfortunately, this white Kookaburra ball is just not swinging up front in the first couple of overs. I think that has been the biggest problem for him. When the white ball doesn't swing, or when the ball doesn't swing, Akim Nabi is, you can have to say, he's a modest bowler. So he needs that ball to swing. In first class cricket, obviously, you also get a lot of green tops out there. I've seen a lot of green tops in Indian domestic cricket, and the red SC ball definitely swings a little more than the white Kookaburra ball.
We have an update from Delhi. Rajat Patidar, RCB have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. Yeah, so this is the update. We'll let you know the changes. What are the changes, if there are any, from both the teams. But Rajat Patidar at toss that said that obviously it's a high scoring venue and it will not make much of a difference. I think he's referring to the pitch. Let's see if they have made any changes. Until then, Bharat sir, there's a obviously RCB have been, it's very tough to find weakness in this team, but I think the biggest concern for RCB in this season has been so far has been the form of their vice captain, deputy, obviously Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma hasn't looked at his best. Probably you can see a lot of factors. Many people are saying it's just because he was dropped from the World Cup squad as well at the last moment. It has impacted him mentally, but Jitesh Sharma, always also the thing that goes against him is his play game against spin. Against Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, historically he has struggled, and again today he'll be playing against those two spinners. What do you think? What could be his best batting position? Because he is being used as a finisher now. RCB are using Tim David at number 5 just because he has upped his level. He has improved his game against spin. But don't you think that RCB, because they are winning and they know that Jitesh Sharma hasn't been in the best of form, they should push him up the order, use more balls, stay at the crease, spend more time at the crease so that you get that confidence back?
Yeah, it can be pushed up the order because RCB have won 5 matches. They can take a small gamble out there, but they just are backing perhaps Jitesh Sharma to come good in his role, the designated role. So they would likely continue with Jitesh Sharma batting slightly lower down the order. I don't think much is going wrong for him. It could be just a phase where he's perhaps not feeling at his best, not just in terms of how he's hitting the ball, but it could be in terms of the mental side of things as well. But there's just a small issue because if only one player is out of form and a lot of other batters are in form, then they will cover up for you. That's what is basically happening with RCB. If there is a concern, if maybe a couple of weeks ago, it was their third seamers role, but they have dropped Abhinandan and Rasik Salam is bowling very well. So they have covered up that as well. Hopefully, he won't have another bout of cramps today because he's been struggling with it for a week or so. But I think he's covered up that role. So a lot of things are going well for them. And if it turns out to be a flat pitch, Delhi Capitals, and with the ball skidding on, the kind of short boundaries that you see there, I think Delhi Capitals need a lot of runs on the board.
Okay, so interesting changes from DC's side. Akshar Patel said Dushmanta Chamira and Kyle Jamieson both are playing this game. So I think
Whenever you'd
Pathum
asked me
Nissanka-
either or, I had chosen one, but unfortunately both of them are playing.
yes, both are playing. I think Pathum Nissanka is dropped. Let's see. We will have to wait for the playing 11. But this is confirmed that Dushmanta Chamira and Kyle Jamieson both are playing. Although it was not expected. But again, teams surprise you in so many different ways. RCB
Also,
changes. If you guys,
Bhai, there's another update that
yeah.
Mukesh has done well. He needs a break, so we are bringing in international bowlers. This is something that
Okay.
Akshay Patel said
Okay,
while
yes. Mukesh has done well, and yeah, we are bringing him. So Mukesh has been dropped. I don't know why. Last time Mukesh played against RCB, he took the wicket of Rajat Patil, that too in the middle order. I think that was one of the only single digit scores that Rajat Patidar has registered in the season so far. So again, baffling call for me. I think Mukesh Kumar has been one of your best bowlers, if not the best bowler across four phases, and he's been a wicket taker in all phases. So to rest, obviously you will use the word rest, but you know it. He's been dropped.
So technically, if you look at DC's lineup, then we have Tristan Stubbs, Kyle Jamieson, and Dusmanta Chamira. These are the three overseas players that they are playing.
Now I'm interested. It is interesting to see whether Pathum Nissanka is playing or not, or they are going with an Indian batter, whether it's Abhishek Porel or Prithvi Shaw or Karun Nair. Who knows? I remember the last time these two teams played at this very venue. It was Krunal Pandya who saved the day for RCB. He scored some 70 odd, if I'm not wrong. Bharat sir might be remembering that game because I think in that game top order of RCB didn't perform well.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, Krunal Pandya came in with the bat as a savior.
Which also was doing more. It was turning a lot more than what we are seeing this time around.
Yes, let's see. This year's Delhi's pitch has absolutely been a belter. A road, all boundary dimensions are small, anyways.
Yes, that's
It's a
another
proper
thing.
road. If a bowler like Yuzvendra Chahal is not getting any kind of help from the pitch, and you also Kuldeep Yadav, then you know there's nothing, absolutely nothing in it for the bowlers. Let's see how Bhuvneshwar Kumar operates. I'm very keen to see how Bhuvneshwar goes about his business with the new ball, because if he's unable to swing the ball, then it's a proper pata pitch, as we call it as. But
Bhai,
guys, do you have?
in the previous match also we saw against Punjab that Kuldeep Yadav, he was controlling the game in the middle overs. I mean, where the other bowlers were getting hammered in that flat pitch and when, the ground was small, I think Kuldeep Yadav was doing a good job. I mean, definitely he went for a few runs, but I think in the middle overs, he was controlling the game. And if I'm not wrong, I even think that he took 2 crucial wickets as well.
Okay, so RCB's playing 11, I'll read it out. Virat Kohli, Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar, Jitesh Sharma, Tim David, Romario Shepherd, Krunal Pandya, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Josh Hazelwood, Suyash Sharma, and Rasik Salam. So Rasik Salam is fit, as we said. He's fit and he's playing, and it is a bowling first team. So obviously you will not find a Jacob Bethel in. Phil Salt is definitely not going to play this game, so might be they will go with Jacob Bethel, although they have Jordan Cox as well in their ranks. But definitely Jacob Bethel is more likely to play as an impact player, and I'm just waiting for the Delhi playing 11. If either of you guys get it, just read it out for our viewers.
It's come on.
I found it. Yeah. So they have Sahil Parakh, KL Rahul,
Okay,
Nitish
Sahil
Rana,
Parakh is
Samir
making his
Vijay,
debut.
debut, Samir Rizvi, Tristan Stubbs, David Miller, Aksar Patel, Dushmanta Chamira, Kyle Jameson, Kuldeep Yadav, and Natarajan.
Okay, so Pathum Nisanka is dropped. Mukesh Kumar is dropped. In comes Sahil Parak, Kyle Jamieson, and Dushmanta Chamira. And who else is not there? Okay, so instead of an impact player, I think Ashutosh Sharma, Vipraj Nigam is also not there. Vipraj is also not there. Let's see who they will opt for as an impact player. Interesting. Sahil Parag makes his debut ahead of Abhishek Porel and Prithvi Shaw. Another interesting call from Delhi Capitals. I don't know how many more surprises they have for us in the bank, but yeah. Let's see. Prediction, guys. Bharat sir, why don't you go first?
Yeah, obviously on paper RCB should win, but in the world of IPL, I
Also, by
wouldn't.
heart, also you are saying RCB.
No, nothing like that. In the world of IPL, I don't have any favorites. But yes, on paper, obviously RCB, you expect them to win. But in the world of IPL, I wouldn't want to, what can I say, lock the answer and say RCB will 100% win, because yesterday too, on paper, it seemed as if Chennai Super Kings were slightly stronger in their own conditions, but it was Gujarat Titans who came out on top. So these things happen in the world of IPL. So who knows? But I think RCB are stronger of the two, especially if the conditions turn out to be quite flat. DC need a little bit of grip in the surface.
Absolutely. Sure, Jenny?
I would want DC to win because after the way they lost to Punjab, I think it was really heartbreaking. And one loss would not hurt RCB, but another loss would definitely hurt Delhi Capitals. So I think for the sake of the tournament being interesting, I think if Delhi Capital wins today, then the scoreboard, the points table will be a little more interesting and a little more, surprising.
That's your wish. What's your prediction?
I think Delhi Capitals. Yeah, I'll go with Delhi Capitals only.
Okay, Delhi Capital says Shorjani, Bharat sir says RCB.
I'll
Let's
make it
see
What are
who
into
your
comes.
percentage.
Yeah, what are your predictions?
50.21, 50.21 RCB, 49.79 Delhi Capitals.
Exact to be precise with this percentage as well. This much percentage I'm going to give to RCB and this much percentage to DC. Let's see who comes out on top. Virat Kohli will be out to chase
What are
the
your
home
predictions,
ground.
Vaibhav?
My predictions, obviously, when the RCB is chasing more so in their camp, given their batting, the strength that they have in their batting, I am backing RCB to win this one. Could be an easy win. Let's see. I just hope that it's not another lopsided affair. That's all I wish for. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Thanks, Bharat sir. Thanks, Shorjani, and we'll see you after the match.